Good day everybody, my name is Jacobus van Zyl. I'm currently here in Lebanon at the Nexus Center where we serve and educate the children from the Syrian families who fled the war and came to Lebanon. Unfortunately now there's war in Lebanon as well, and these families are struggling. But of course right now it's not only the Syrian people that are struggling in Lebanon, but also the Lebanese people. For many decades there have been tensions between Lebanon and its southern neighbor Israel. And over the past couple of years, those tensions have risen again. There was a war in 2023-24. In March of this year, the war erupted again when Israel and America attacked Iran. Inside of Lebanon, the opinions are very divided. Many people stand with Iran, many people stand just with Lebanon, some people even stand with Israel. Some people's priority lies with their families and they don't want a war in Lebanon, which makes sense. Then there are people that says we cannot just stop the war because Israel already occupies the south of Lebanon. They stole many people's land. More than 1 million people have been displaced once again since March of this year internally in Lebanon because of Israel's operations in the south. And then there are people that says the government of Lebanon should protect Lebanon, not Hezbollah. People that love Hezbollah have their reasons. People that hate Hezbollah have their reasons. But the common person really just wants peace in Lebanon. But that cannot happen overnight. With the politics aside, let me tell you what is happening with the people in Lebanon that are just trying to survive right now. Across the world, fuel prices have risen and Lebanon is no exception. Because of this, the prices of food and everyday items have also risen. Lebanon has economically also been in a very tough spot for many years now after the banking crisis that made the Lebanese lira lost 98% of its value over just 3 years. Most Lebanese and Syrian families in Lebanon have really suffered under this economic crisis, forcing many of the children to also start to work at a very early age to help support the families. Even so, families really lived from month to month, and there was no room, no safety net. If there was a medical emergency, they would have to borrow money and go into debt. With the war in 2023, many people lost their jobs and the situation became even worse. And when the same thing happened again earlier this year, I thought to myself, I don't think the people in Lebanon can handle this again. And as this war, this conflict continues, it became evident that people are struggling to put food on the table. The owner of a pharmacy told me that people just don't buy medicine anymore. They can't afford it. Even chronic medication, obviously people prioritize food over medicine. Then of course there's the 1 million plus people that are internally displaced. They lost everything they had. They lost their jobs, they lost their homes, and they are now in temporary shelters for who knows how long, without an income and really at the mercy of people supporting and helping them. Last week, the largest attack on Beirut was conducted, and within 10 minutes, 100 targets were struck, and more than 300 people died in that 10 minutes. I'm here in the Bekaa Valley, and even here we listen to the sound of the bombs falling, rockets being fired, and in the nights we get jolted awake by the sound of impacts, and for a minute or two there's just confusion and shock. The one thing I have learned from the Lebanese and Syrian people that live in Lebanon is that they are extremely resilient. Decades of conflict and war have taught them to take it, and even though it's really sad, to just rebuild and then it gets destroyed again and then rebuild. They just have this mindset of resilience and continuing despite very difficult circumstances. So even on days where we can literally see the warplanes and hear the bombs falling, we still have the center. The center is open, the children come to school because this is for many of them the only place of safety, the only place where they experience love, the only place where they can have a little bit of color in their lives. So even amid these very difficult circumstances, we have many things to thank God for. And we know that many people are praying for Lebanon and for the people of Lebanon and Syria. And we thank you for that. We feel the difference it makes in our lives. And we ask you to please continue to pray for the situation in the Middle East and especially for the people of Lebanon and the vulnerable families that have been displaced because of this conflict, which they have nothing to do with.